Hi, it's exactly 12 a.m. and it's 25th December 2024. And Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Trust me, I'm so excited. You know why? Because it's Christmas. Christmas doesn't come all the time. It doesn't come every day. And this is one of those. So I'm super excited and I'm happy to be doing this with you as my lovely family out there. Before anything, kindly pause, subscribe to my channel, and like my videos. I've realized that most people tend to view the content because it's beneficial to them, but they don't tend to subscribe to the channel. Please spend some time to subscribe to the channel and I'll be very grateful. Now, I have two things right here. I'm going to show you the content of them and then we see what's next. So, ta-da! I got a parcel. That's one. And tada, 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 tada. I got a second parcel, but the second parcel is actually what inspired my content this evening. So I'll tell you the content of this. The other one, let me put it there because it's not for you and I. It's just for me. All right. So this parcel, what it contains is actually I have a bit of alcohol in here. I won't talk much about that. It has a bit of vegetable oil, energy drink. There is microwavable popcorn, and some other things I wouldn't want to tell you about. But the reason why I said it inspired this content this evening is that I just want us to talk about the testosterones. Testosterones. It's one thing that a lot of people have different forms of mindset about, and I am here to help you understand whatever it comes with. What is testosterone and actually what does it do to the body and etc. Now, testosterone is the hormone produced by the testicles in males. If you're a male, it's produced by the testicles, and if you're a female, it's produced by the ovaries, which means that we tend to have testosterone both in males and testosterone in female as well. Now, the simple thing I want you to understand is that the lower the testosterone in your body, it brings about different forms of things that I'm going to unfold right here on a robust lifestyle with Dr. Ologo. Stick with me. Let's go deeper more. Now, when we talk about the testosterone, this is actually what differentiates between a male and a female. So you know about the chromosomes and all that, but I don't know if you've seen a male acting as a female before. Yeah, you've got it. Exactly. So most probably we expect to have a lot of the testosterone in males be very high amount, and then in females very low amount, whereby in females it is supplemented by the estrogen. Okay, so we expect more estrogen in females and less testosterone in the female, whereas we expect more of the testosterone in males, and then little bit of estrogen in the males. So there are people who have their males. Let's base our discuss on the males. So there are males who may have from birth, okay, may have a very high level of testosterone. Testosterone has to be very high. So because of the long word testosterone, I'll just be using the T levels, okay, because in medicine that's how we even term it, T levels. Now, it's mostly higher in men than in females, and it's increasingly significant during puberty until it begins to dip around 30 years and above. Now, you'd realize, or if you're a mother or a young person right here, you'd realize that in your early ages, I mean, during puberty, the urge for sex and etc. was very, very, very high compared to probably after you got married, after you are, 30 and above going, right? The edge has actually reduced. Now, testosterone or the T levels is actually what tells or differentiates between a male and a female. I earlier on mentioned that the level of the level of the T's is expected to be higher in males than in females. So it should tell you the difference I'm about to state now. Have you ever seen a male who is talking, who is acting, who is behaving like a female before? Yes, most often during the early stages of their lives or our lives, we, instead of expecting the T levels to be very high, you tend to see T levels dwindling or actually dipping lower, and then having the estrogen rather getting higher. And we know, you and I know, that estrogen is much more higher in females than those of males. All right, so let's get into it. So we say that testosterone is actually associated with sex, the sex drive of an individual, and then the sperm production. Okay, the sperm product. Okay, I'll get there where I'll tell you with the sperm production and the production of the testosterone. I'll tell you about it and the cells that actually produces them. Okay, now we also have it affecting, if you have the T levels to be very low or low, it affects your bone mass and then your muscle mass. Okay, the bone density and then the muscle mass. All right, and it also affects how men store fat. That is how come you may see a man who has low testosterone, the fat is being deposited in different places. You see fat, the bellies, fat deposited somewhere, and all these things give those forms of disproportional body symmetry. All right, now you go on, you see that there is also it also affects the production of red blood cells. Now, if someone has low T levels, what at all does it mean? If someone has low T levels, what at all does it mean? So when we talk about low T levels, it means that the person might be suffering from decreased sex drive. Sometimes you feel, oh, you went to work and you are tired and etc and etc. You try to find stories and attach them to your sex life, but that is not it. That is not it. There is actually a decreased sex drive in people with low T levels. There is also less energy. Your energy level actually decreases, it dips. All right, the little thing you do, you realize that you feel, some way. Yes, there is also weight gain. Little food and then you are gaining weight. Little food and you are gaining weight. You need to find the root cause of what is actually happening. Feeling of depression. This, I keep on saying, it's not just about thinking, oh, as for me, I don't have any family history of mental health or whatsoever. Low testosterone or low T levels can actually give you depression as well. There is moodiness and all these things. I know if you are experiencing them, you know it yourself. All right, low self-esteem. You see how when you use a very good perfume, you feel when walking gallant. Exactly. So it's the same way when you lose it in bed, your day actually or your manly nature tend to be questionable. All right. So, and there is what we call moodiness, and then loss of body hair. There's also erectile dysfunction. I mean, this is the main catch for males. If you're female and even your testosterone level is so much low to the extent that you do all the tests, you realize you have the good hormones are all over the place like that, yeah, you think you are good, but if the testosterone is also low, there is going to be low libido, there is reduced bone strength, poor concentration, and depression as well. Now, this is where I draw the line. I'm going to give you a couple of foods that actually leads to low T levels, and then you kindly advise yourself, especially through this festive occasion. And because of that, let me start with alcohol. With alcohol, I'm actually going to make a video later and then tell you how alcohol breaks down, so that it doesn't just seem to be like every video you watch there is something about alcohol that you don't want to hear, blah blah blah. I'll tell you how it breaks down and where it most often deposits. That is why a lot of times medical practitioners are out there telling people about how to minimize or not take alcohol at all. So there is alcohol. Now, if you take 2 to 3 beers a day or a night, most probably you are doing it at night. So 2 to 3 cans or whatever of beer, and then for a night, or you take 8 to 9 alcoholic beverages, all right, for a week, then this tends to affect your testosterone levels, your erectile function, and then your energy levels both become very questionable. Now, what I wanted to mention about the cells of the testosterone is that Leydig cells, which is most responsible for the make up or the making of the testosterone, is affected, and so is the Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells actually produces the sperm, and so Sertoli cells are also affected in the course of your chronic alcohol use, or the chronic alcohol or the alcohol abuse, and that is one thing that is a very big problem. Now, next to alcohol is soy. Now, which processed meal don't you have soy in them currently? I mean, everything that you tend to find to put in your mouth has a bit of soy in them. It has been garnished, it has been smeared with, I don't know the terms, ladies are best at this, but I don't know. Almost everything out there in the supermarket, in the restaurants, have now been, coated with soy, and that has a way of, lowering the amount of testosterone in our bodies. Now, look at example the vegans, and also substituting of meat by things that are, let me say green leafy, or such as tofu. All right, now these contain, or they are plant based estrogen, and they are called phytoestrogens. Now, these has their own way of mimicking estrogen. They tend to produce a synthetic form of estrogen in the body, thereby reducing the level of testosterone. The more the estrogen goes up, the lesser the testosterone, and so higher phytoestrogen, or higher amount of synthetic estrogen, lower testosterone. Yes, so that is one of them. And then we also have vegetable oil. This point I keep on mentioning all the time, that I don't understand how and why people tend to take vegetable oil. Now, if you put any of the vegetables in a saucepan, trying to see if there's even going to be oil coming out, like if you put groundnuts or nuts on fire, it can actually produce some form of oil. All right, yes, so that should tell you, or coconut, is going to give you some form of oil. So that should tell you that these are oil based and you can get oil from them. Imagine putting carrots, salad, whatever form of vegetable on fire and expecting to get an oil. We expect that the oils we have on our shelves in the in the supermarket should probably be the derivatives of these things. So you have a vegetable oil. It's just a flavor that has been given, but the question is, where is the oil coming from? Most of these oil tend to have cardiovascular problems, giving people with stroke and other forms of, atherosclerosis and etc. Soybean, the corn, cotton seed, etc. All these forms of oils are, oils that you don't need to get them. Let's move on to something else. We have energy drinks. Look, research has been able to prove that 28 days persistent or consistent taking of energy drink, whether it be the natural ingredients or artificial ingredients, has proved that these disrupt the cells that produces the testosterones, or it disrupts the testicles, which means that testosterones won't be able to be produced, leading to low levels of testosterones. And this is a very big problem with the demand for energy during the day at our various workplaces. A lot of people are relying on energy drinks for their basic necessity. Yes, when doing Netflix and chills, we usually use the microwavable popcorns. Now, the problem is not with the popcorn, but the problem is with the packaging of the popcorn. We have microwavable popcorns causing or stimulating the enlargement of prostate. As I said, it's not about the popcorn. Now, the package contains what we call perfluoric acid. Now, the perfluoric acid is what stimulates the enlargement of the prostate gland, leading to low amount of testosterone. All right, so that is the catch there. And then we move on to mint. This one is a total form of it's abysmal some way or the other. Now, with the mint, what it does is people are taking it to freshen up their breath and etc. If a woman is taking it, of course, it's going to cause the testosterone to go low, improve the estrogen, which means that she's going to look more feminine than anything else. But with a male, if you take it and then imagine what I just said, it's going to cause your testosterone to go low, then it means T levels are going low, and then estrogen is going to up there, which you don't need as a male, unless probably you want to increase the levels of testosterone, the levels of estrogen in your body. So mint is something you should be very aware of. Alcohol, vegetable oil, microwavable popcorn, what else did I say? Vegetable oils. Have I mentioned that? Okay, so all these things, you can go through them and then make the best of choice for yourself. So with this information, if you still want to have low testosterone levels, then up all the things I've said. If you don't want to, but rather to enrich it, then it means you need to stop these things. I'm going to come up with a video on how to increase your testosterone levels. But in the first place, if you stop these, if you stop all what we've mentioned, then it means obviously you are going to have your testosterone levels, let's say, in the normal levels. And thank you for sticking with me. This is always a robust lifestyle with Dr. Ologo. Kindly like and subscribe to this channel. You can share to someone else as well. And let's see where it takes us. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.